Good evening, Nassau, Boces, Barry Tech, class of 2017. It is an absolute honor to share this moment with you all this evening. I would like to start by thanking the faculty, the board, and the administration for inviting me here tonight. Not too long ago, I sat in the same exact seats that each and every one of you are sitting in right now. I also felt the excitement, the nervous energy, the fear, and experienced firsthand the change that is about to come. For starters, like many of you, high school was not the easiest time of my life. School was challenging for me, and I wasn't always the best student. And within my time here at Barry Tech, I had to learn how to cope with my own personal anxieties, which could take over at any given moment. I had to deal with a back injury, which ultimately forced me to walk away from my favorite sport in wrestling. And during my senior year here, my parents split up, and my house actually burned down during Hurricane Sandy. Things got a little rough, but through all of this, I had the constant guidance from my teacher, Mr. Carvelli, and the support. And the support from my fellow classmates and the other faculty members here at Barry Tech. It was at this school where I first learned how to truly work hard and understood the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people. And ultimately, where I learned to work with people of all different cultures and backgrounds and develop the true compassion and empathy for all. I can confidently say that I would not be close to the person I am today if it was not for this school. Which is why it brings me so much joy to come back here and share some of my personal experiences with you all. When I started to think about what I would say to you this evening, I got this rush of anxiety that I haven't felt since I was back in high school myself. But this was a good thing, because it brought me home. And it was at this moment where I was truly able to ask myself, what lessons do I wish I learned at my graduation 4 years earlier? And then suddenly it clicked. So for tonight, I've summarized 4 years of my personal experience into one actionable tip that you can apply to your own lives immediately. And this is using failure to your advantage. I encourage you all to fail as much as possible. But before you turn me into a meme, and I go down as the worst graduation speaker of all time, please let me explain myself. Failure usually means that you've stepped outside of your comfort zone, which is rare in our generation, but is so crucial for personal development. It's outside of this comfort zone where learning is accelerated and you can truly see the most personal growth in all aspects. I encourage you to fail, but fail forward. Every time you fail, ask yourselves, why did this happen and what can I do differently next time? Simply apply those lessons and try again. You'll begin to see that this term failure becomes extremely relative and there's truly nothing permanent surrounding it. You'll also begin to notice that these feelings typically paired with failure, like defeat, embarrassment, and regret, quickly transition into knowledge, experience, self-worth, and internal drive. In fact, I've even started to personally enjoy failing. Last summer, I applied for a bunch of internships in the Tampa Bay area. I come home from an interview one day, and I have a smile on my face, and I'm bouncing off the walls. So my roommate gives me a high five and immediately starts congratulating me. And he goes, so bro, how'd it go? Did you get the job? And I replied with no, and far from it. It actually went horrible. I was nervous, and I fumbled on my words. I didn't expand on topics that I was knowledgeable on. I ended up not even having the right degree that they were looking for. And at one point I actually sneezed, and I had snot dripping down my face, and there wasn't a tissue in sight. My roommate's face quickly turned to horror, and he couldn't understand why I wasn't completely crushed by this experience. And I simply replied, why should I let this upset me? I took my shot and I went for it, and I learned a ton because of it. All I'm gonna do is take this experience with me and apply it to whatever opportunity comes my way next. My journey didn't have to end here. It was just getting started. And after that horrible experience, I had 3 more interviews that summer that I ultimately didn't get. But 8 months later, on my 5th interview with the hometown New York Yankees, I applied the lessons from these so-called failures, and I got the position because of it. Short-term failures lead to long-term success. Always see the bigger picture and get comfortable being uncomfortable. In this next chapter in your life, there are going to be many things that are simply outside of your control. I encourage you to roll with these punches and focus on what you can control. The information you seek out, the books you read, the people you surround yourself with, are all important factors that you can control. Now, you may not be able to control what mood your professor is going to be in during that first 8 a.m. you get stuck with freshman year, or even the other drivers on the road when you're running late for work. And unfortunately, sometimes even the actions of the President of the United States. But you can control each and every day where you decide to place your focus and attention, and ultimately how you want to treat those people surrounding you. So take it from someone who was in your shoes just 4 years ago. Take a deep breath. You have what it takes. Dream big. The next 4 years of your life have not been written yet, and your past does not have to determine your future. I encourage you all to fail and fail forward. I encourage you to take advantage of all the information we have available to us in today's day and age. I encourage you to take all the skills that you've learned from your brilliant teachers here at Barry Tech and use them to help you get to where you want to go. And lastly, above all, as long as you refuse to give up and you continue to take one step forward in the right direction each and every day, I promise you, you can create the life you want to live. Thank you.